solve by the quadratic formula x squared equals negative 2x minus 11. The first thing that we need to do is set the equation equal to 0. So we need to move the negative 2x and the negative 11 from the right-hand side of the equal sign to the left-hand side. We do that by simply taking the opposite. So this would give us x squared plus 2x plus 11 equals 0. Our next step is to use the quadratic formula, and that's the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You need to know this for your exam. So we need to identify the a, b, and c. So the a is simply the coefficient of our x squared term, which is 1 in this case. Our b is the coefficient of our x term, which in this case is a positive 2, and our c is our constant, which in this case is a positive 11. So we're going to substitute these values in for a, b, and c in our quadratic formula. So the opposite of b will be negative 2 plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 2 squared or 4, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 11, all over 2a. So 2 times 1 is 2. So we have negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 44 all over 2. We got the 44 by multiplying negative 4 times 1 times 11, which gives us negative 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 40 all over 2. So since we have a negative underneath the radical sign, that's the same as I, because that's the square root of negative 1. So that would break down to negative 2 plus or minus I square roots of 40 over 2. Now we're going to break down the square root of 40. There's a variety of ways to do it. Some people break this down into prime factorization. Others write the highest perfect square factor. So in this case, it would be the square root of 4 times the square root of 10. So this would give us negative 2 plus or minus, now the square root of 4 is 2 times I is 2i, square roots of 10 all over 2. Now we look to see if we can simplify or reduce. Since 2 goes into the denominator, the 2i and the negative 2, we divide a 2 out of each term. So negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1, plus or minus, indicating 2 solutions. 2 divided by 2 is 1i, so we're going to just write I, square roots of 10, and that would be over 1, because 2 divided by 2 is 1, but we don't need to show that. So our final answer would be negative 1 plus or minus I, square roots of 10.